You got to speak up. Number 3 is be strong. This ain't for no punks. We've been beat down enough. How many of you felt beat down at times in your life? Here you going to work every day and you got some little scrub talking crazy to you, and you know I'm making a decent amount of money, and one little thing can swipe it all away. I had a guy come to me one time and said, "Why you black guys?" I said, as soon as he said black guys, my fist twitched. Right. And I had a 3-piece suit on, and we had one of the most expensive hotels, not only in that state, but in the country. 5-star hotel, rooms are $600 a night. We sitting up in his lobby, he's cracking black jokes. What do you think Jesse Owens went through, and some of our ancestors went through? You don't think Jesse Owens heard that? When he went to Berlin and got them 4 gold medals, see, that's all y'all see is the glory. See, nobody knows what you have to do to get there. You have to work out. You have to go through trials and tribulations to get there, but you got to be strong. Young people say, be strong.
Be strong.
Be strong in school. How many of you failing something in school? You failing something in school. Okay, thanks for being honest. Failure is unacceptable. I'm going to tell you why it's unacceptable. We had to do research papers, and we actually had to write it down. Anybody remember microfiche?
Sure.
Where my old school at in here? Anybody remember the micro? See, we had to look up information.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got Google. How y'all feeling? Man, can you imagine we had Google?
Say it, bro.
Man, y'all making excuses and y'all got Google? How many young people got Google? How many got cell phones? What you doing with a cell phone, man? We had one rotary phone in my house. You know what a rotary phone is?
No, they don't know. Not mobile.
You take an hour to dial a number, and the number is busy.
Right.
They take you another hour to dial it again. See, some of you young people are too spoiled.
No rebound.
See, that's what's wrong with you. See, you got these phones, and no redial. And I had 4 sisters. Y'all know I ain't get a chance to use that phone. We had one restroom. I didn't get a chance to use that either. I got very familiar with that tree out in the backyard. Number 3 is be strong. Number 4 is humble yourself. Well, some of you getting too big for your britches. You done wrote a book, and you done got on stage, and you done done a few things, so now you walk around like you forgot where you came from. You got to humble yourself, not only to yourself, humble yourself to God.
All right.
See, our fathers never left.
Yeah.
He's always been there. I went through all them years. My father wasn't never there. My father wasn't here. My father ain't never left me. Never left me. Never forsake me.
Good news. Come on.
I had healing power right here in my hands. That's all I had to do is go forward. Did I get knocked down? Yeah, you're going to get knocked down. When you get knocked down, you get up and dust yourself off and you try it again. Every successful person out there that I see has been knocked down. Tyler Perry was homeless. Now he got a home. His home's so big, his whole family can't even fit in there. I mean, so big, his whole family can fit in there probably 3 or 4 times in the house he lives in. Because behind every successful person, there's a story. But you got to humble yourself. What the word say about humble yourself in 1 Peter 5 and 5 through 7. You younger men. Any younger men in here? Hey, where the younger men at? Some of the old men raise their hand too. I'm a young man too. He said, you younger men, likewise, be subject to your elders. What's that mean to be subject to your elders?
Listen.
Respect. Listen to your elders. These folks got wisdom.
Yep.
Why would I not listen to wisdom?
Amen.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had a young person told me the other day, I get my marriage advice from J. Cole. J. Cole? J. Cole been married for 6 months? And that's where you get your marriage advice from? Man, you know, his lyrics are this. I said, listen, man. I said, listen, let me school you, young man. J. Cole need to go through the seasons. J. Cole been married for 6 months. J. Cole don't have no idea what he's in for.
Right.
I'm talking to somebody who's seasoned, who's been through the storm. Pastor, you say you celebrate how many years? 39 years. When Pastor got married, I was 7. I ain't trying to tell your age, Pastor. 1 Peter 5 through 7. You younger men, likewise, be subject to your elders, and all of you clothe yourselves with humility toward one another. For God is opposed to the proud, but gives grace to the humble. I don't care what stage I'm on. I just met the President of the United States a few months ago, and I grew up in Brightwood. Yeah, I shook Barack Obama's hand in Washington, D.C. After I gave a keynote address at the Congressional Black Caucus. See, you got to see yourself where you're going. You got to start picturing yourself where you're going and stop worrying about what happened back there. I got 3 kids. My oldest son is in the room. He don't have no idea what poverty means, what it looks like. Because in the Bible, it says a real man leaves an inheritance for his kids' kids.
Right.
If you want to learn how to be a man, stop trying to model yourself after somebody who don't know it and model yourself after somebody who does know it. Get in that word of God and it will teach you how to be a man. Last but not least, I just said it. You got to seek the king.
Say it.
That's the Alpha and the Omega. I know we got some Q's in here and capitals, everybody, but God is the Alpha and the Omega and everything in between.
Yes, sir.
Amen.
We got to seek him first. Young people, you think you're too young to seek God? No, you're not too young to seek God. I tell my son all the time, I said, if you don't go to church, catch it live on service. All this technology.
Right.
Get online and watch service. You got to keep yourself fed, man.
Good.
If you're an athlete, man, you can't just run around here eating Cheetos, man. You got to work out. Huh? Some of you say you want to be star athletes. Well, we got a star athlete back here. He tried out for the Olympics. Raise your hand, brother. This brother back here tried out for the Olympics.
All right.
I would say he was a good athlete. Would you say that? So, anybody else go to the Olympics? I didn't think so. So that means Dr. Woods had to train. Seek the king first. See, in Matthew 6:33, it said, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you.
Yeah.
Mark 10:45, for even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. So as I close today before Pastor come up, we got to stop making excuses. Don't nobody want to hear your excuses. I'll catch you later, man. Don't nobody want to hear your excuses. When I get off a long trip and I travel around the country and around the world to speak, because I saw the vision, and I would share this with people. I said, one of these days I'm going to write me a book. And one of my so-called, I thought he was my good friend at the time, he said, man, you ain't writing no book, man. Where we from, we don't write books. Man, we keep it thugging. I said, what? Keep it thugging? What's that supposed to mean? Man, we got to keep it hood. No, you keep it hood. I'm going to go ahead and write me a few books, and I'm going to go in the hood, and I'm going to pull some people up and teach them what they should already know.
Good.
So I'm writing these books, and I had to cut him off, of course, because sometimes you got to cut some people off to get to where God wants you to be. You hear that, young people?
Right.
Some of these folks you hanging with is not going up all the way up the elevator with you.
That's right.
But I had to seek first the kingdom. So my son, he has no idea what that's like. Nor is he supposed to. We acting like when we living good, like it's not a privilege. You should live good. We should live good every day. And the reason why we're not living good as a black community is because we have chosen not to. As a whole. Because we have chosen not to seek the kingdom. Instead, we seeking riches. Anything you love more than God, you're going to fail. I don't care what it is. And too much of anything is toxic. You hear that? Man, I'm going to get as much as I can. Keep on saying that.
Right.
I ain't going to tell you what getting much. What am I talking about? Getting too much of what? I don't care what you get. Too much of anything is toxic. Yeah, I know we got some ladies in the room. Too many women is toxic. And some of y'all can be a witness to that. Man, I couldn't imagine some of the stuff I did back in my 20s doing it now. How much money you got, man? Not much? How you gonna take care of your wife? You ain't got nothing. Where y'all gonna go eat at? Can you take her to McDonald's at least? You can't even take her to McDonald's. You still a young person, man. Just stay by yourself right now. You can't get her to McDonald's. Can you buy her something off the Happy Meal at McDonald's? Can you buy her off the dollar menu? He said, yes. Just one thing? What you gonna get her, man? A sandwich. Dr. Tate, he said he gonna take you to McDonald's and give you a sandwich. My wife don't want no McDonald's. I took my kids to McDonald's. He said, what we doing at McDonald's? We want to go to Ruth Chris. I said, what? For lunch? See, this is the kind of generation that we dealing with, right? In order to get what you never have, you got to do things that you never done.
Come on.
In order to get what you never have, you got to do things that you never done. So instead of me saying, well, my father wasn't there, and I've been beat on, I've been through abuse, so I'm going to walk around keep it hard. No. I'm going to get into that word, man. And what's the word say about that? In Jeremiah 17:11, I'm going to leave this with you. It says, as a partridge sits on its eggs and hatches them not, so is he that leave riches, that get riches, not by right, shall leave them in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool. I wanted to be rich at a young age. And some of my friends I thought were doing really well. They had all the women, they had all the cars, they had all the money. We were growing up in the hood and they got everything. So I thought. And my mom told me when I was about 10 years old, she said, your friends gonna start dropping off like flies. She said, they're going to prison, they're gonna get killed. She said, it's gonna be a disaster. And I would advise you very seriously to stay clear of it. Because when that blood starts splattering, it may get on you. I'm like, whatever, man, my boys going, man, they doing it out there, man, they doing it big. She said, just remember what I told you. So she said, when I turned 15 years old, start dropping off like flies. As a partridge sits on its eggs and hatches them not, so is he to get riches. And not by right. Robbing, stealing, killing, fast money. I know it's over some of your heads. Will leave you in the midst of his days, and at his end shall be a fool. If you want to do it right. I ain't always lived where I live. I ain't always made the money I'm making. I haven't always been in a place of peace. See, some of this stuff money can't buy. And as I close, Dr. Tate, see, money can't buy you peace. Money can't buy you